8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Got me up the coast, boy. Wanna hear the ocean roar crash over me. Then ride it home, dance it up in moonlight. Hold me tight and don't let go. Watch over me. We are all stardust, stardust, stardust. Left behind, left to find one another, face the sun, fear no one, 'cause we are all one, we are all one, we are all one, we are all one, we are all. Lift me up, yeah, moonchild, put me into overflow. Superstar.
Hey, everybody. Oh, geez. I kind of switched places here, and so that the dogs could sit by me and you could see my festive clothing. Thanks to BC. She goes by BC. She doesn't hardly come and chat, but she texts with me and has been there since the very beginning and got me this cute little shirt dress thing. Well, I guess it was supposed, I don't know, might have been supposed to be for Caitlin, but I don't care. I'm wearing it. Let's see. Today's wiener is Yuva Bajarn. I don't know how to say it. Congratulations. Feel loved, Anita. I don't know any of you personally, but I think if well, happy Valentine's Day to you guys as well. After all the rumblings on PG with Ryan, Fred needs to let Ellie search, not Ryan. Summer being found is what is important, not his YouTube stardom, right? Yeah, law enforcement can go up there, I'm sure, anytime. I'm sure Fred would have zero issues with that. So how's everybody's day going so far? These earrings, I'm not used to wearing earrings, but I wanted to be festive, you know. But it's kind of, I'm not used to wearing earrings that often, especially like heavier or dangly ones. Happy Valentine's Day! Who's the Valentine's wiener? Who got the Valentine's wiener? Well, that was Yova. She is one lucky lady. Everybody wants the Valentine's wiener. Oh, well, thank you, One Love. Yvonne. Julia. Oh, Newfoundland, Canada. Emmeline. I did get flowers, Emmeline, but BC got me flowers. I took pictures. I'm going to show you guys. Hey, Three Flying Doves, RJ, Linda, Aurora, Country Girl, Linda. Yeah, matching with the babies. Have I heard from Fred? Yes. He's bored. Like, it's like, it's even more boring, I think, for him than jail, because he has like freedom now, but yet no way to get anywhere really. He doesn't even have his card to access his money and stuff. He's supposed to be signing up for a Cash App, trying to sign up for a Cash App, because I found out that he can use the Cash App, the app, to purchase things that there's a Dollar General near him. And I guess you can use an app to pay for it. You don't have to have a card. So like if I were to send him money to Cash App, he should be able to go to Dollar General. Like I think that's pretty close. Like they walked, I guess the guys there walk to Dollar General often. Super Bowl parade got pew pew. That's what I heard. Well, thank you, TKO. Cow got the wiener. She's never had a wiener in her life. Did Laura get him his cards? Kathy, did you receive the cards yet? I don't think so. So, is there a bus route? I haven't really looked into that yet. They haven't said anything about any buses. Like, I haven't heard, when I've been on the phone with them and stuff and talked with them, I haven't heard anybody talk about buses. But that is a good question. Smiley colored. Oh, really? Okay. All right. Well, let's look. If you were here, I'd let you totally. I know people be like, oh my God, I can't believe Ziggy died her pup. Poor Band-Aid. Poor Band-Aid. Oh, your eyes are always watery. You look like Athena. Come on now. Jeez. Let me see. The thing is, I try to go like this, and Athena will try to nudge her arm under my arm, or head under my arm again. Watch, just watch. Let's see. Not. Oh, I thought you said it was her cat she colored. I thought that was a picture of a cat.
And they called it puppy love. Oh, I guess they'll never know how a young heart really feels, and why I love her so. Someone help me please. Is the answer up above? How am I?
Good thing you posted that.
What's a soap?
Good thing you posted the product, Smiley, and showed it was pet safe, product, because you know how YouTube they'll say you used regular house paint or something.
Mate?
It's it's like a best friend, but more. So what?
That was kind of short.
What's a soulmate?
It's well, it's like a best friend, but more. So what?
Mhm. Is that a Boston Terrier? That's the type of dogs my mom has. She has a red one and a black and white one, like that. Hey, Chloe. Hey, Cynthia. She has not sent them yet, and I tried. Yeah. We're just gonna have to. He's just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to figure something else out, I guess. Oh, thank you, Buddy Love Jones. That's so sweet. If I did that in social media pages, I would be slaughtered in comments, right? But it was it shows it's pet safe. Happy Valentine's Day to you too. Okay, sweetheart, you next. I'm trying to think, but if Bandit was all white, that would look cool, you know, to put some color in his hair, but he has some. Same thing with Athena has the. I don't know what color would look good with the black and white and. I'll look into it once I get to a position I can, you know, afford it. I don't. How is it expensive for the dye? How much does Bandit weigh? 4.5 pounds. Thank you, Yvonne. Actually, it's like a. It's like a. Hold on. It's like a. I guess like a dress shirt thing. Or it might be pajamas. I don't know, but you can. I guess you could wear leggings under it, but I'm home, so it doesn't matter. Hey, that girl. How much? Oh, yeah. Did I tell you 4.5 pounds, 5 pounds? Is how much Bandit weighs, depending on if he's had his morning pee or not. It is cute. I got it from BC. Here, I guess while we're trying to decide what to talk about, I'll pull up the pictures of the. She got come here. She got some white chocolates, roses. Here, let me show. She ordered red roses, but they ended up being like an orangish red, but they must have been out, but they're cute. It's like almost ombre kind of. Oh, and then she got this coat. So that's Caitlin's room. And see those hearts? she got Caitlin this projector thing that projects hearts on the wall. It changes colors and moves around and stuff. And then the treats, dog treats. Bandit loves them. They love them. That, and then she also got some chocolates too, but Caitlin has those. I thought that was really nice of her. Oh, I know. I saw, I was watching a little bit of it on my on the other channel on Empress Ziggy, and anyways, thank you, Jamie. Shh. Amazon. Shh. Yeah, we were listening in a little bit yesterday while I was reading cards, like in between. And I see, the thing is, I really don't care for either one of them, you know? So it was like I was kind of going back and forth, like saying, okay, white boy, that's a little bit hypocritical of you, or, you know, you shouldn't talk, or I do know that you gave people pills in Florida. I do know that. And for a fact, but that was years ago, earlier on. That's when you met Molly and them. Believe it was Adderall, I think. But he made good points about Cher too, but I think she is pretty hypocrite. She has taken in a lot of money and not done with the money that she said, what she said she would do. You know, I don't blame her for her teeth. Like if I would have, you know, I can't blame her for that. Like she did get her teeth fixed. I don't know why he was saying she didn't get her teeth fixed. She did. Some of the things he was, I don't know how I felt about that. What do you guys think of it? How did you guys feel about that whole thing? I don't know how I felt about it. If I thought it was a little bit maybe mean, a little bit, you know, because it's not like she's been coming after him or something. You know, I know I've done something similar, but it's only after somebody has been like harassing me over and over and over and over and over, you know, pointing out every single thing I do wrong when their side of the road is like much messier, you know, and it's just after a while you're like, okay, you want to play? Let's show your background. But she hasn't been, as far as I know, really going after him. So I don't think that was right, really. Marriage, honeymoon. Who's BJ? Yeah, she never did the marriage thing. Hey, Cricket. So that's why I don't understand, like, people like, I'm not even going to say the names of these channels, but like some of these channels, that these tragedy pimp channels that call out tragedy pimps or whatever. However, they're very selective, and you know, a certain one of them is like a super supporter of Cher, and it's like that doesn't even make sense, you know. And as a mod for Cher, I'm like, what the heck? It doesn't make sense. There's just a bunch of hypocrites in this community. I read the comments, and I guess Candace did tell Daisy's crew that they fought. Oh, well, thank you, Sherry. So kind of when I was watching a little bit of that live of White Boys, I was like, I would 1 second I would agree with him, and then the next second I'd be like, but you did this, white boy, and and I just he's doing it in order to try to make Cher look bad and make the parents look better. You know what I mean? And I don't understand. I don't think that's his place, really. You know what I mean? It's a Benny Keith move, you know? She left 4 kids behind, and yeah, that's crazy. He did show some pretty damning stuff about her, but I don't know if it was like, and I agreed with him on a lot of the things, but at the same time, and what happened? I didn't know. Was that picture altered of Candace to make it look like she had a broken nose to get views? Like, I'm just, it's so ridiculous, and that should say a lot about White Boy too. If he posted a picture knowing it was fake, I don't know. If LA don't care if Summers forgot to think Fred, well, he's not. According to him, he's not quitting like until she gets her justice. I know the animal abuse charges. It's like, I mean, if I had stuff like that on my background, I would never be talking shit about other people's like backgrounds, and I just don't get her because she's you know I don't know why there are sometimes Cher can be a decent person, but sometimes she can be a horrible person. I mean, everybody can, but she I've seen her straight up lie, bold face lie. And I knew it was a lie because I was the person she's lying about, and she's straight up lying purposely, knowing it's false. So after I saw her do that, I just can't ever trust her again. Cher had animal cruelty charges and she went to jail for it. I thought everybody knew that. Like, it's already been out there. I didn't know about the harassment charges and stalking charges, I don't think. Yeah, it was bad. She says she tries to blame it on her sister, but I know, right? That is true. Luminous accidentally sent me my Aww. BC, she just texted me and said, "You're gorgeous." That's so nice. Thank you guys so much. I'm on camera, Caitlin. Did you save me one?
Yes, there's more than one.
Where's my one at?
Do you want it now?
Yeah, I better before you eat them all. These are the chocolates. They had to have evidence to share. What was it? Did she like abandon them or something? Abandon the animals? Is that what happened? I didn't hear it. I didn't hear exactly the details, Destiny. Thank you, Daily. Some strange man just opened my bedroom door. What the heck? Oh, did he knock and... Oh, thank you, one love. Hubby's getting dinner. Happy Valentine's Day, Plant Diva. Startled him as much as it startled you. Thank you, Heather Mack. She left him to die in a hot trailer, no water. Oh my God. That's so sad. Where'd she take off to? Why'd she... I don't know the story behind it. Right, Rebecca, that's true. A lot of them do that. A lot of them make up things to push this narrative, and that's the issue I have with White Boy. Like, I understand she's a hypocrite. I understand. I agree with them on some things, but at the same time, I just don't feel like it's his place to. He's doing it to distract from Dawn and Candace, and that's my issue with it. It just doesn't seem right. Come on. See how she has to come up on my lap. She can't just like sit next to me. So yeah, Fred's been really bored there. There's not like they don't do it's harder. It's almost more boring for him than jail, because in jail he knew he couldn't go anywhere, and he had to adapt and get used to that. But where he's at now is like they have to do everything themselves, like as far as finding rides to even the meetings, and a lot of times he has to pay people for rides, and he doesn't even have his card, and he doesn't get paid till the end of the month anyways, but still, like, he trained horses, and he's also, he said he's also like well known in the area for his ginseng hunting and stuff. I guess he's one of he goes out and hunts ginseng and sells it to, like, I guess there's big money in it. He loves horses. Just an outdoors kind of guy. Country, Oh, guys. Andy in that day. I'm not sure what you mean brokenhearted. Yeah, he said he's been going up. He's like been cleaning and stuff, like the house, and just picking up things. He's so bored. Well, the thing is, Rebecca, to save the estate, he has to come up with like almost $19,000, and that's what the sister was supposed to use the money. What said that she was doing with all the stuff that she was selling of his, but she didn't. She didn't pay for the estate or anything, or pay it off. So it's going to get foreclosed on, and it's going to go back to the. I guess he's just going to let it go. They're just going to let it go because, like, they were supposed to. Oh, also, so Jody Sue's been mentioning, which I didn't even understand what she meant. Like, she's been trying to say that this Hans Christian person is Fred Hill, like the Fred Hill we know and love. It's not the same person. It's a different Fred Hill. That guy's like 10 years older than Fred. I guess there's a Fred Hill who lives in Churchill, but the guy's like 10 years older than Fred. He has like the exact same name as Fred, even Fred Jr. even. But he has like an alias of Hans Christian. It's not the same. It's not Fred. It's a different Fred. You fucking dumbass. Look at the birthdays. The guy's 10 years older than him. How do Jody Sue putting out this information? I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. Like, you know, with her thumbnail and Hans Christian. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I didn't know it was a person's name or I had no idea. Fred was telling me about it, saying that I was like, I didn't have any idea what he was talking about. Yeah, we can see you, Sagittarius Mama. Oh, thank you, Apple of Zai. Can you please say that in a short and tag her? I can maybe I'll just cut it out of this live. Let's see. That was about 32 minutes in. Let's see. How do we marker created at 32:59. Okay. I guess if you can make I changed mine to M, like if you hit M, it's supposed to mark it on the video. I've never used it before because I always forget, but let's see if it works. Do I feel she's alive? Probably not, unfortunately. Probably more so no than price. I would say 75 or 70, 75% chance that Summer is alive, or I'm sorry, that Summer is unalive. 25% chance that she's alive. Like, I wish people would just like research a little bit, but they don't care. That doesn't fit their narrative. You know, they don't care. It fits her narrative to put out this shit that this Hans Christian person's done. You know, as if it's the Fred Hill from Beach Creek. The guy that goes by that is like much older, not much older, 10 years older. Hey, Sheba. He probably just Oh, yeah. Jody probably already saw it anyway. She's watching, I'm sure. Oh, somebody said too that she was saying something about acting like she's so dramatic. So Jody Sue acted like she doesn't remember when she spread this rumor that Fred took or tried to take advantage of her when she was drunk, like 20 years ago when she was at the Hog Wild and she was so drunk she couldn't freaking stand up. And he was trying to, make sure she got home okay because she was like, he had to like basically help her to the car. This is back when Jody Sue lived at Cloud Apartments. Andy came out there and helped Fred bring Jody Sue in. So when the fuck oh yeah, Fred, you are such a liar, Jody Sue. Andy helped your drunk ass come in. You were so wasted. Oh yeah, Fred just went and got your freaking boyfriend to help him, and when does that even make sense? Oh yeah, let me R her and then take her to her boyfriend. I think she was comparing Fred to Hans Christian the Storyteller. Oh, I don't know. Well, that's just what Fred told me, get in line. He saw the title and that's like, I think that's what he, I guess, assumed it was. We don't watch her. Get in line. So yeah, I don't watch her. I'm not going to take the time to watch her to see what the fuck she means. Hans Christian Andersen, the fairy tale writer. Oh, okay. I don't know who Hans Christian is. I've never heard of the name. Yeah, he couldn't understand either. So she is a compulsive liar. Even 20 years ago, she was. Oh, and then it even caused problems in Laura and Fred's relationship because Jody Sue would hang all over Fred anytime she would see him, like at the gas station, rubbing all over him and stuff. Hey, Fred. Even Laura would even get upset about it. This was, it's. No, he has never tried anything with me. Like, and I've been out there alone, Laura was there. She was inside, but I was there sitting outside with him for hours, like one night till like 2 a.m. Yeah, I have Andy blocked. No, I'm not talking about Warm Lady. I'm ignoring her. It's so stupid to even respond to that anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's so ridiculous. Like, the stuff. Excuse me. the stuff that she was saying, she just makes up. And it's really horrible, actually. She could get sued. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could. She's purposely putting out things. When have you guys ever seen me use drugs in front of my 12-year-old daughter, or even in front of my daughter? She's such a liar. She goes and says I used drugs right in front of my daughter, and then she's telling everybody I'm moving Fred Hill in, and how could I have Fred Hill around my daughter? Oh my! It's like, where do you come up with this shit? No, they won't use her. He has gone quiet again, not been on panels that I'm aware of, meaning Andy B. Oh, really? I blocked him just because it made me uncomfortable. And I think he was doing it. He was trying to. I mean, he's never been rude or anything to me. He's always been polite and stuff. And I'm talking about Andy Bernard. It's just that I have to choose in that instance if I'm going to pick Fred Hill or I'm going to pick Andy Bernard on who to believe. You know what I mean? And I choose Fred Hill. So that's just, and all he's going to say is like he wasn't on the road, and he's going to keep saying that, and I can't talk freely. Seeing him chat is just distracting, but I saw someone's dirty hands, and I almost found, I swear, there was poop under their fingernails. Ew! Understand why I blocked him. Well, thank you. Some people were upset that they thought he should be able to respond and stuff, but he can respond. He has a channel. You know. I don't even see Justin. Where's Justin? Oh. Right, Justin. I'm going to do my best not to even mention her because it's just, look at, like Justin was saying, just look at the views that since once it was, what's her name? Her friend, I forget. The one that has breast cancer, is fighting cancer. Christine? Yeah, it's Christine. Once she started going through treatments and stuff like that, we just decided it was probably best not to even, just ignore her altogether. So, including Daisy. And I guess her views were really affected. And she just wants to antagonize and get us to respond. Right, Destiny? Sicky looks like a kid. That's funny. Not when I can tell I can see signs of aging on me. It's like right here in my neck. I don't care. Right, Mama B. And plus, yeah, and that's the main thing too that I blocked him, is because who was trying to say I was abusing her by having him in the chat, that I was basically, I was doing it to torture her. Dude, are you? Oh, Nanya, thank you. Right, Justin's like, Next. Who the hell are you, lady? Really? People saying red's my color? That's crazy. I never would have thought I looked good in red at all. Ignorant. Darwa says she's ignorant. Yeah. But how long did Harmony's case, though, go on before somebody came forward? And is that how I haven't looked into that? That's what I told Fred thinks that it's going to be Jody Sue that speaks first, that she's going to cave and going to take it. But he doesn't think that anybody's going to be able to get a deal because it's been too long. But I don't know how I feel about that, because I think they would give somebody a deal if they came forward. Even, I mean, they don't deserve a deal at this point, but unless they already know and are just almost there to be able to press charges on people, maybe they wouldn't, if they already know what really happened this summer and just need that little bit of extra evidence. But if they still are truly in the dark, they probably would take, information. I mean, just like that kid, okay, Logan Linkus that we found out, who who was asking the judge for, went in there for his arraignment and was mentioning like could he get a reduced sentence for if he talked to him about some things he knew about Summer Wells. I haven't looked into that kid yet a little bit. I say kid, but he's 32. I haven't looked more into him yet. I haven't had an opportunity. It's been, trying to get Fred established and make sure he's like at least got the stuff that he needs to survive. And thank God for Kathy. Hey, Selena. Yeah, depending on their involvement. But I don't know. At first I thought it could be Candace, but and Andy, he's signed papers on people before too. He's a snitch also, by the way. Like to save his ass, not to help in a case like with a missing child, but just saying. We talked a little bit about Cotton. I asked him a little bit how it went down. I'm so bad at telling stories. Maybe I should have him because and record it, explain it, like how it happened. Basically, Cotton was coming around like he was trying to purchase a boat that Fred had for sale, like that he wanted a boat that Fred had out there, and Fred went in on it with somebody else, and so Cotton had been coming by there to ask about that boat that Fred had, and Fred wasn't ready to sell it when the first time he came by, so he came by again, and he's like, well, let me check with this other guy that I went in on it with. They kind of split, they purchased it together or something, and that was like the last time he saw him. But him and another guy that was there, the last time he saw Cotton, they followed Cotton out of the holler because they thought he was acting weird. And they sat at a stop sign, like nearer where he went, to watch what he was doing. And he went to that Morrison Cemetery, where, wherever Karen Goad is, Don Wells' mother, that cemetery. Fred says that he thinks that he was meeting after he parked over at the cemetery, they just figured, okay, like, because they thought he was acting really weird. He was like talking about how he was afraid that somebody was going to rob him, and that he had a lot of money on him, and that he just was acting strange. And Fred said he told his friend, he's like, something's up with him, and they ended up following him to that cemetery where he parked. And then, but they figured that he was going to a girl named Betty Joe, and who was by there, who might be being looked into. This person might be being looked into, I'm just going to say, because that was the last time, like, he had, I guess, he had gotten his check. He had been in jail. He had just got out of jail. And so he got some kind of back pay. He had money adding up in it from his check, And so when he got out of jail, and I'm talking about Cotton, he had like a few months worth of like money. I guess he got like $1,900 a month. So he had like 6 to 8,000 on him or something that he had got. And yeah, Fred said they left after they saw him get to the cemetery. And then the next day, that guy that was with Fred had came over and told Fred about what had happened to Cotton, that he was found, I think it was next day or a couple days after. And it was like, Cotton was found dead over. It was in Laurel Run. I don't care what Ryan says or who freaking told him what. So since Fred was he was one of the, him and this other guy were not the guy that Fred tried to get Ryan to meet up with, was who was with Fred that day when they followed Cotton out of the holler to see what he was up to, because he was acting really, really strange. And that's who Fred tried to get to take Ryan out and show him where it was that Cotton was found. But the guy split before Ryan got there. It wasn't Fred's fault. 1 year ago today. Oh, wow. Yes, you're right. Wow. That's right. He did pass away on Halloween. That's crazy, because it was on his daughter's birthday. And so that's why Fred was part of the reason why he was questioned is like, he had told the police about that. And he was and he also had known, like when he was speaking to law enforcement in jail, like he had also known that he had blunt force trauma. And I guess that's just not something that the general public knew, but his family knew. All right, guys, give me 1 second, okay? I have to pee. Okay. Right, Destiny, I agree. But we need Fred would be better telling the cotton story. Um, don't trust that Ryan or his missus. They're only out to make money. I bet him and Andy knew each other before YouTube. Well, see, what bothered me is that after I look back on it, and Fred's chirp was taken like within like literally like minutes of after he had got done talking to Ryan. It wasn't his chirp, it was another inmate's, but he had been using it for a while, and then all of a sudden he talks to Ryan, and here comes here comes the garden taking it, asking for the chirp. That was suspicious and weird. And then, I knew that Ryan worked at Eastman too. It just makes you wonder when that whole, like with what happened with Chase and all that. And then, I don't know. Jody Sue was sitting over there, kept playing the same 2 to 3 minutes of a video saying evil exists, is trying to make her look bad. And of course, trying to make her look like a liar. Oh, about Andy being on the road? Really? Cotton fell off a cliff, and Jody Sue said in the beginning she hopes they all fall off a cliff. Yeah, that's not.
Tons of time troubleshooting activities. So you need.
Yeah, okay. That's okay. This is the video. Stop. Please, come here. You don't listen very well. Right here is where people are calling him Hans Christian. See, that's not Fred. This was done in 2022, almost 2 years ago. And here, this is what I'm talking about, him being called Hans Christian. There is somebody, a Fred Hill, that goes by Hans Christian. That is not the Fred Hill that we know. So if that's what's being said in here, I don't know. I don't think I've watched it. They're not the same person. So that's why, we thought that that's what Jody Sue was trying to insinuate. No, he doesn't think his death was an accident. He thinks that he believes that somebody that lives over there. What's wrong? He believes that he was going to visit somebody over there, and that woman that I was telling you guys. And he believes something happened there. Something happened there. because the particular person, shh, your bird is loud. The particular person that Fred thinks he went to see is like super shady. So I don't, and also I know has been questioned. Nature Lover has a video on SD card. Andy B and Judy Sue find it interesting. Andy was trying to intimidate Fred by being on your channel. Yeah, but not now. Marlena, not now. No, I need a break. Like, I want to give them some time I also need a break from all this. Like, I almost didn't go live on this channel and just, went over on the other. But yeah, I'm sure. Hey, G Crime. Oh, well, yeah, Marlena. He said he would go on panel with Andy. I asked him that yesterday. He said he'll do it. He's like, I don't have anything to hide. But I don't really think Andy would do it. Hey, Laura, Jean, and Just Jen. I know, right, Justin? But I don't. You guys are going to have to convince Andy to do it and just tell us, like, when and where, and I'll try to make it happen. And Andy has to ask Cher first. I kind of, you know what? I feel like what's going to happen is I don't feel like either of them are very argumentative. Fred, look at the blinds, how they tore them up, how horrible that looks. It looks so bad. I can't freaking figure that. Right there. And there. You don't see Andy anymore? Has it been ever since I said Fred has an SD card? With him on the road? I bet what would happen is that he would just say, oh, I don't remember, or I think you got it confused, and Fred would be just like, no, and probably laugh, like probably go, no, you're on camera and it's dated. I don't think that they would really argue. I just think, because I don't feel like either of them are really argumentative, but Andy and Jasu have told multiple versions of the story. What's the public supposed to think about Andy, especially the giving of substances to children on the hill? Did Andy, that's a question I want to know too, Rhonda. Did Andy say he had an attorney, or did the information come from someone else? Smile, you're on can camera. Super proud of Fred, yes. Oh, that's so sweet, Pam. You guys make me feel good about myself. No, I haven't seen the SD card yet. He doesn't have it's Laura's supposed to be checking on it, but that's why I'm saying, like, but that's not the only one, guys. Like, there's copies of it. There's neighbors who have copies. And Evil Exist came in here the other day and like even told everybody that they have seen it. I knew that they had seen Andy on the road that day, that Evil Exist had seen the footage and stuff, because they had told me that they had seen it early on, because they had talked to one of the neighbors who has one of the copies. And anyways, there's a couple people who have cameras. There's Fred, and there's that neighbor. But I guess she had talked to Evil Exist, had talked to the neighbor very early on and seen it and saw that she said what she saw was Andy's vehicle. And Fred said they've zoomed it in and you could see Andy clear as day. He said, like, he says you could see him in the video, or in what he's seen and has. But Evil Exists, what she saw was just she saw the Kia Soul on the road on the 15th, and it was past where Jody Sue and Andy's driveway is. So yep, Evil Exists told everybody, admitted to everybody in chat the last time I went live that she had seen the video footage. I don't know if he has. No, I don't know. I'll have to ask him what cameras. He told me he kept the cameras to keep track of, like, law enforcement coming in and out. He said he would keep track of the times that law enforcement would be coming, like if they would come in, because he was selling drugs. I mean, so he would keep track of, that's what they were there for. So he would know if the law was getting, if the heat was getting too hot. See what I'm talking about? People coming by and honking all the time. And that's a weird ass honk. I don't know what that was. Jody Sue didn't even have. What's funny is, I don't know why they say that they didn't have footage. They didn't have cameras before Summer went missing. According to, from what Fred said, he's like, from my understanding, they didn't have cameras. They got cameras the next day after Summer went missing. Beach Creek, didn't the, yeah, there was a camera right there. I heard Jody Sue going bonkers about Evil Exists about an hour ago, really angry. Did Evil Exist post something? Let me see. let's watch her newest one. Nature lover.
Every lunch for the past 2 months, I've been eating Huel Instant Meal Cups, and it's changed the game for me. It's as easy as instant ramen.
The scream that Jody Sue heard still bothers me to this day. Was there really a scream, or did Jody Sue completely make that up? Let's say for a second there was a scream that day, the moment Summer was grabbed by someone and taken down that hill into a vehicle. It's interesting how Jody Sue heard it, and Candace and Grandis heard nothing, yet they were outside the house.
The Wells family lives across the street from a neighboring property. On mirroring mountains, together they can be described as sentinels which sit high over Ben Hill Road. The night Summer went missing, the neighbor swears that she and her 2 children heard a scream shortly before they joined the search for a now missing Summer Wells.
It's there, but you want to forget.
On the watch and hypervigilant. That's how Jody Sue Brown was the very day Summer Wells went missing.
There was no TV, no noise at all.
Jody Sue was in her cabin with her teenage kids, 19 and 14, waiting for anything.
We were kind of hyper alert because of property things that had happened the day before. So we were listening for noise. Everything was kind of quiet.
The sale brought a plethora of people to their door, confused about which piece of land was for sale, leading to a dispute of property lines.
While we were out at one point doing survey lines, and there was a flash of a car that went up Candace and Donnie's driveway. Something about it struck me wrong.
She and her family next heard a truck door slamming and dismissed it as their neighbors. The next sound was harder to justify. About an hour and a half before Summer is thought to go missing, Jody Sue, her son, and her daughter heard something far more suspicious. A scream.
Stopped all 3 of us cold.
Her daughter was the first to go to the cabin door. Then all 3 were there, listening still.
We heard just this kind of shrill, almost animalistic scream.
Animalistic, but not an animal.
Knew it was, wrong. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't an animal.
That vigilance kicking into overdrive. Jody Sue and her son went out to look for the source of the scream.
My son and I decided to go out, look and see what we could see. We went back onto the bank. Didn't see anything, didn't hear anything.
They went on with their evening. The kids returned to being kids. Jody Sue headed down her driveway around 6 to tend to flowers.
And at this point, I start hearing Candace hollering for Summer. And then my brain immediately went, scream earlier, this, uh-oh.
Jody Sue was the first to hear those calls and the first to join the search for Summer.
I dropped my purse. I tried to yell up at Candace. I was like, I'm looking, and I started looking.
Jody Sue searched one side of a creek, Summer's brothers the opposite side.
And
you gave statements to the police, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Jody Sue had been interviewed many times by investigators, bringing up the scream often. But the sheriff doesn't believe the scream is related to the disappearance of Summer Wells.
She's been interviewed numerous times by not only my agency, but the TBI and FBI, and we don't find anything with that complaint or information related to this case.
Jody Sue wishes she could go back to just a short time before Summer disappeared and before the scream she believes was Summer.
I wish every day that when I heard that scream, I hadn't tried to dismiss it.
Referencing the work of the FBI, TBI, and his own deputies, Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson reiterated in an interview the same week as Jody Sue's that investigators have found absolutely no proof that an abduction has taken place.
Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says the scream was unfounded, but what made him come to that conclusion? It's a huge red flag for me that Jody Sue inserted herself into the Summer Wells case, claiming that she heard a scream, and then made some really disturbing claims about Andy Bernard told her daughter where Summer's body is. Is she just making all this stuff up for views? Surely if there was any truth to this, the authorities would be all over it. Well, at least I hope so. Jody Sue had made lots of accusations against the Wells, starting with Dawn and Summer taking showers together. She saw Summer come out of the shower without any clothes on, asking for a towel. She said that Candace put alcohol in the kids' sippy cups, and the list goes on and on. Jody Sue sure made a lot of accusations, so one day if Dawn and Candace are charged with something, even if it is neglect charges regarding the boys, I bet Jody Sue will be called as a witness.
Consider that New Year's resolutions are not the answer for you this year. You need real solutions, and therapy can help.
Which one is it that you wanted to see? I watched. Which one's the one you guys think I should see? You can't figure out how she was so sick minutes before that she couldn't even get out of bed, but the next few minutes running to the creeks. Yeah, Scream doesn't fit the timeline, does it? Which ones do you guys think I should watch here? The cameras. Are they going to care if I play it?
I remember when we got the cameras, to be honest. I mean, they went, I don't think they was there the day of Jackie Dobbs because we didn't have the pictures of that. The cameras were at the end of my driveway. At the end of my driveway.
They didn't have camera. They didn't get the reason why they didn't have cameras of the Jackie Dobbs incident is because they didn't have cameras until the day after Summer went missing. Jackie Dobbs incident was the 14th. So she's just a liar. Oh, okay. Nature Lover says we could watch whatever. Thank you. No, of course not. Of course not. She just took your guys' money and freaking is not going to do shit. And it's a bunch of BS. I mean, can you guys imagine if I were to do something like that? People don't forget shit when it comes to me. And it's like, a lot of it's lies, too. All right, let's share the... Let's listen.
Hello? Hi, Andy. How are you? All right, I called you earlier. Can you help me with Jody Sue having... Yes, this is... You still there? The cameras. Why did Jody Sue have cameras? Put them down there to watch for people going in and out on the Jackie Dobbs thing. I mean, there's no trail cam. And you said, I don't remember if it was before, it was after Dobbs, but I didn't remember if it was before Summer went missing. Dude, this guy was there the day before. He's there on the 14th. Summer came up missing on the 15th. I mean, 24 fucking hours, and you couldn't remember that? In 24 fucking hours when it's been 13 months since I left? I don't know when the fucking camera was bought. And that's enough. useless information that don't pertain to my everyday life. It's fucking useless information, dude, because if that camera was there, it could have had footage on it that fucking would have found this little girl. What the fuck are you talking about? And why the fuck are you...
Camera, alright? It was camera, hardware. It was purchased not for dogs, per se. It was purchased for all the crazy motherfuckers from out of state and otherwise coming to look at the property. And because there had been shit occurring for a little while there that we found sketchy. However, what was happening was I had moved it, right? And I needed more wire. It wasn't long enough for where we wanted the camera recorded. And so we're waiting on more wire. And so it wasn't running that day. Well, that's shit, okay? Trail cams were not. Anyway, thing is, cameras are really none of this place's business. They're not. It's something, when, where, what, who did not have cameras, and when, where, etc. they were located or not, is not y'all's business. And if you're truly about the summer, there.
No, Fred says they did not have cameras. So I don't understand why she's trying to act like she did during that time, or I don't understand, and I don't get. And if they did, why weren't they working the day Summer went missing? You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny if they did have them for years. That would be just as, either way, it's suspicious, right? Either way, it's suspicious, because if you did have them, where's the footage from the day Summer went missing? And why did they magically disappear? Why did they magically disappear on the day Summer went missing? If you didn't have them, then why are you trying to act like you did have them? You know what I mean? So either way, it's very suspicious. Hey, Jen.
Salted earth, you'll stop. It's something this place has always wanted. It's dangerous. It's not something that should be out publicly. It's something that could very well harm her case. So shut the whole fuck up about the case. Shut the whole fuck up about it. Common sense tells you to shut the whole fuck up. It's none of your goddamn business. But one was not bought overnight for dogs in particular. Okay? The locations of all the cameras in the area and who had what and where they're located are none of your goddamn business nor the internet's. Alright? Or when or where anything was placed. No suspect or person involved in this needs to be made aware of that. And that's exactly what that could be used for. And it could very much harm our case.
Why? I'm glad I have you as a neighbor. I'll leave food, etc. in a trail full, but in case raccoons eat it or bears, I'll just need someone to refill it, etc. Who is this? Oh, well,
the cameras. I didn't watch the cameras. I didn't look at the videos. She did all that. Right.
No, but we know just fine. And, well, we've got the receipts on live and in living color. So if we want to keep playing the phone gate thing, I guess y'all have at it. We'll bust out some video footage the last, I don't know, week or two. Monster and I were near each other and he was still pretending while Stall Pump was standing on the other side and everybody threatening to and attempting to murder myself and my children continually for decades.
Attempting to murder you and your children? You're a lunatic. Murder you. Nobody cares about you. Seriously.
Threatening to kill us continually. And during the last year or two,
Only die once, okay?
boy, that really picked up. Attempted to burn the house down and shit with us in it. Threatened to do so. Poured gasoline all over everything. Lit outside. Yep. Told me on the daily how he wanted to murder me. How he was planning on doing it.
On the daily?
It was a form of abuse itself, but
every day.
Yeah,
You're going to defend him. He has. It's not a possibility at all that he could be capable of hurting Summer or being involved in that situation. But yet you act like he's the biggest monster there is. So which is it, Jody Sue? You can't have both. You even said that he was selling drugs to the kid or to sedate little girls. So you can't say, oh, well, he wouldn't hurt children. When it comes to children, it's different. No, not according to you, with Andy at least. You said also that he likes them young. Remember when you kept insinuating that Andy likes them young? You wouldn't quite say it, but you insinuated like he was into children. And you defend him. It doesn't even make sense. I think it's time you go talk to law enforcement to save your own ass. If that's even if that's even if that option is even available at this point, 2.5 years later.
Every word of it. It's fun to stream. At one point, because he'd always stick with one theme or the other. Usually always involves some form of strangulation or me not breathing. And it was one of his favorite ways to abuse me was by strangulation or sitting his fat ass on me to where I was smothering to death. And it was, to keep me from being able to fight back as well if ever I chose to. Zip ties.
I mean, that's not okay or anything, but she's like 6 foot tall and, I mean, I'm sure she could put up a good fight. Not that it doesn't make it okay at all, but what can we believe when it comes to her anymore? You know what I mean? Like, what are we supposed to take as truth? I guess, are we supposed to take the domestic violence as truth? Okay, if we take that as truth, we have to question every single thing. The girls were getting younger and younger. You said, Jody Sue? I may be remembering wrong, but wasn't there receipts put back way back of Jody Sue trying to get him to meet up with her after they split for some lovin'? Oh yeah, I think there was something about, meeting up to have a little to hook up or whatever. Didn't she say she found a kid's shoe in Andy's vehicle? You might be imagining it, Destiny, because it's something that Fred had mentioned seeing one time was he calls him Drew. I don't understand why this. Okay, so everybody back there in the holler calls her son Drew or Andy Jr., but his name's Damien? What's up with all these aliases? Like Fred said that he's always called him Drew or Andy. He's always been referred to as Andy Jr. or Drew. She said she found a pair of baby shoes in the car.
There for a few months for his favorite fondest salvation dream. Then how his daddy and them were pressing in an arsenal to keep me quiet, under control. They knew he could murder us. Even my children begged him to stop that shit. Tried every way I could think of to protect us against that. Didn't know what to do. All while cancer and all this shit was running his brain right. But Daddy bought him a new birthday present. And then the threats towards the public when he had his hand firmly in the shit really became the new salvation. Dreaming of shooting up public places and all sorts of shit. But it's okay, right? Ziggy's gonna tell you with these people, like Bill and strangulation, fire, the murder, harming, and monster, make no mistake, and I got the receipts, hurts animals, does all this shit, uses them, and did, to keep us under control, or as punishments, or shit. It needs the paper, and I think it possibly did. My brain now wants to say, not only was that done because of what psychology and criminal behavioralists say about monsters like that, but possibly to keep certain people from.
What did she just say about me? I stepped away for a second. Let's
It's okay, right? Ziggy's gonna tell you with these people.
Ziggy's gonna tell you what? Well, what's that say? That's you writing a message. So how do we know when that message was? You could text yourself. You think that these text messages mean any kind of evidence? It doesn't show. You sit there and talk to yourself. Like we've seen these lives you do on Facebook for, before even Summer went missing, where you sat and talked to yourself for hours as if you had an audience. It says, well, dipshit continually threatened to kill me or burn shit down or tells me how he plans or thinks of murdering me, including this week. And he is not joking. And I've watched him pour gas in and around the house or get something like he says he dreams of strangling me with. Zip ties. He dreams of strangling her with zip ties, she says.
Bill and strangulation, fire, the murder, harming, and monster, make no mistake, and I got the receipts, hurts animals, does all this shit, uses them, and did, to keep us under control, or as punishments, or shit. It needs the paper, and I think it possibly did. My brain now wants to say, not only was that done because of what psychology and criminal behavioralists say about monsters like that, but possibly to keep certain people from, being able to testify, right? You don't have to testify against one another if you're married, right? Boy, y'all paid for that, didn't you? House Amazon tuxedos. I, too, have seen all these things. And I know things about that that clearly Fred does not, and I knew them even before law enforcement did on June 15th. I also know the vehicles that went in and out of that fucking road that day. Years. Anyway, yeah, I have video. Like, it's face on video. 3 different cameras at one time trying to sweet talk me into giving back this one, going up the road from the job and stall pump and being like, why don't you just get you and bring it back? And he had this look on his face, and it's pretty evil looking in the video and otherwise.
We had
Hey, I'm going to continue it, but I forgot to tell you guys something. So the day on the way back, so Fred, I think, and Fred, if you're listening, and I get this wrong, please correct me. But not only did Fred see Andy on the road that day, he also saw Andy at Zoomers. Zoomers, it was 5:30, wasn't it, Andy? What time was it that you saw Fred at the gas station that day? Zoomers is a gas station. It's the one where they somebody took pictures of me and posted on YouTube like a weirdo. It's like the closest gas station, but it takes like 20 minutes to get there. An alibi? No, not when Summer was taken towards, like, it would have been around 3 p.m. If he's seen at Zoomers at 5:30, that's not an alibi. The time that I think Fred said 4:47 is when he said, don't quote me on it, but I think it was 4:47 that Andy was seen on camera on June 15th. I think that's the time that Fred told me the other day or yesterday. She told Penny way back that Lawson worked for Andy and fam, and that's really strange. I could see him.
trail cams there shortly around that time, yeah, but I don't know if they would be in anything on there.
Hold on, let me mute.
The only thing that might be on there is the dispute that the day I left between me and her. Sorry. She claims that it's possible victims, and she assumes that it was Dawn. Is there any evidence, or do you have any knowledge of that whatsoever? I mean, I don't know of anything being tampered with, messed with, but I didn't check the cameras. I didn't watch the cameras. I didn't look at the videos. She did all that. Right.
What time I come? Oh, I can give you like down to the minute when he came. I'm pretty sure I even have videos of it, but it's fine. Dawn and Candace are such lying something, right? And then there are the pictures I sent Justin that I was talking about in his chat on the 25th. I asked him if he could clear those up, right? And send them back to me in his chat. I also had him agree that he would not share them publicly for summer's sake, etc., right? Dawn and Candace are such lying something, right? And then there are the pictures I sent Justin that I was talking about in his chat on the 25th. I asked him if he could clear those up, right? And send them back to me in his chat.
I also had him agree that he would not share them publicly for summer sake, etc. Right? Never did get those photos back. He definitely wasn't interested in helping.
Laid off all the other digging and shit from this person straight out in front of the world to put her in even more goddamn danger than she'll ever realize. If we die, you're entertained. It's more drama.
Correction, 3:47. 3:47, guys. 3:47 was the time that Andy was on the road that day. I know a John. Crimes. Hold on. So I found out that, I don't know if sorry, I'm getting a text. So Fred just texted me to say it was 3:47 that Andy was on camera, not 4:47. But I'm also getting a message from another creator. I think that's it. What's the guy's last name? John Smith? Fred, if you're listening, is John Smith the name of that? Do I think Robin's involved? I go back and forth on that one. So, correction, 3:47. Let me play. Keep on playing.
Right, the drama sells. And I hold recordings that show that this person's still being hunted. And it the thing that I have been looking for the hardest for a while. And like I could have done the longest, hardest happy dance if my little legs would have worked last night. Oh. Anyway, and when I feel better, I'm still gonna do a fucking happy dance. And then I've been super lucky that other things throughout the years, like other devices and other whatever, all the way back to the invention of fucking cell phones here that all of us had that actually had memory. My stashes of those through the years, because, you know, it was always best to be prepared instead of fucking sorry. So, you know, I know it sounds fucking whatever, but, you know, when you live like that, you have to think like that. It's like, dude, what if something happens to me? It can't be in the fucking, you know, that's always the way we've conducted ourselves. Like, there has to be proof. We just can't fucking die and people wonder what the fuck. And, you know, I assumed at some point there'd be a time that it would be needed. And I'm telling you, I'd say that time was getting ready to happen for me.
No, Andy was by himself. Andy was by himself in the car, in the vehicle. That you could tell, like on camera. Supposedly, Pam. Lip walk. Well, that's a pretty good video, and that was Nature Lover. Thank you so much. It takes a lot to be able to put all that stuff together. I mean, hours. So, you guys all go. Sorry, I'm trying to text and talk at the same time. You guys know I don't do very good with that. Which one? That was pretty good. Maybe we should watch more. Here's one that she just posted.
Extremes there, but it knew a train was coming. It knew love and protecting those I loved and who begged me to protect them, like I've been trying to do. Talk to them because I knew my heart always would. I knew then it'd always be betrayed. Even through all that time, I walked through hell while I walked through none. While I loved fiercely those that hurt me most, I protect those who deserve it, please.
Car.
Out of love.
Alexandria.
To do it right.
The girl was not the one. The girl wasn't the one in the truck. She was in the other. I think it was a car, not a truck though. Definitely not a truck. It might have been like a SUV like type. I can't. But it's definitely the truck was not the girl. The truck was who Fred said it seemed like basically what it seems like is what to Fred is that Andy was going back there to get that guy because it was almost like that guy, the person in the truck was lost trying to find where Andy's house or something and went all the way down to the end. And it's like Andy was going down there to get him or something. That's what Fred says. But that was on the 15th. No matter what Andy was doing, it's like, why are you lying? Oh, this is not, I know she's going around reporting all your guys' comments. Like, she's just going to get herself in trouble doing that. And also, I heard another one telling it's not okay to go tell, it's against YouTube TOS to direct your following to go report people. And I heard another certain, person, not Jody Sue, last night saying I was directing my following to report her. So she goes, well, we go both ways. And so she was telling you her audience to go report me. I never, ever said such a thing. And she knows I didn't. So Fred says Andy needs to be asked who was in the dark blue truck that followed him back out of the hollow on June 15th. Who has the dark blue truck, Andy? Who was that? Okay, if it was a different day, you want to say it was a different day and play that game. Who was he? Who was that person on the, you say the 14th. So if you say it was a different day, he said he was visiting his uncle or something. Well, come to find out, John Smith is his uncle, and also, I think he referred to Fred's father as uncle. I think, but anyways, come on. If Andy wants to play the game like it was a different day, then who was the blue truck you were following out then? The dark blue truck. There was 2 people on the truck, Fred says. 2 people on the truck. It was Andy was by himself. There was 2 people in the truck. And the girl, I think, what about with the girl, Fred? Was the girl by herself, and what was she driving again? He's texting, so. Was it the white car or the truck? Yeah, Tessie. So that girl could be a relative of the Redmonds. The girl might have been. Okay, the girl was in a light blue car. And, says Fred, and was she alone, Fred? But also, there's rumors that she was visiting home from college and stuff, the Redmonds. So it's more in question who was in that truck. The 2 people in that truck, that dark blue truck that followed Andy right out of the hollow. Right, Destiny? Nobody cares about the weed, right? Also, why did Jody Sue ask? So Jody Sue's on recording that night, according to Fred, and I 100% believe him, asking Andy okay, so Jody Sue asked Andy, did you see Summer when you were up there today? Or did you see Summer when you went up there? I think that was the exact words that Fred said she said. And when he said no, and she goes, well, when's the last time you saw Summer alive? What the hell? And that's on recording. How can you when all this shit comes out and the public is going to find out Jody Sue for absolute fact one day, how are you going to explain this shit? I mean, you'll be doing it from prison if you don't start talking. No, I'm not. I'm blocking Andy. But he's welcome. Like I said, if he'll go on panel. Yep. Fred said that Andy was beyond John's driveway. So you weren't visiting your uncle, Andy. You weren't even over by your uncle. You passed him. Why did you go all the way down to the end, to the dead end, and have that truck follow you out? Intuitive angel. Which one? I have a gift, Ziggy. Fred was called on by a higher power for Summer's justice. I'm on it. Oh, I know. That's what I tell him. That's why I tell him all the time. I say, like, nobody else could have handled it like he did. He does. Yes, he says yes. He knows that. He knows he was. He said the law cleared the girl. The girl in the car, in the light blue car, she was cleared by the law enforcement. Is Fred religious? Yes. He was in the Kia, Marlene. Yes, happy Valentine's Day, second to none. All right. Someone go wash board. Oh my God. But unfortunately, that wouldn't end it, Mary. Is that what it? Mary is a MDG. I don't know if that's your name, Mary, but I don't want to solve it still because there's just so many, in my opinion, that the truck came in at 3:23. Wow. See, there's When Evil Entered. Oh, it was When Evil Entered, the one that I was playing Evil Exist earlier. I meant to play When Evil Entered. But I like Evil Exist as well. It's what it was When Evil Entered is the one who saw Andy on the road that day and surveil in the from the footage of one of the neighbors. Right? When Evil Entered. You saw, well, you didn't see Andy. You saw his vehicle on the road that day. You couldn't tell who was driving it. Andy and JC have snitched on others to keep from going to jail in the past, right? Who owned the strip place? It's the place that was next to Hog Wild, I think. I don't know if he knows who owned it, but maybe if he does, he's listening. 555. So the truck came in at 3:23. So that means if Andy was seen on the camera at 3:47, that's kind of a long time to be back there. 20 minutes. There was also a black Escalade and a white HHR. When Evil Entered is the one I think I was saying Evil Exist earlier. I get them confused. It was When Evil Entered that had seen the footage. Oh, thank you so much, the person who sent the Cash App to help out with Fred. Thank you. I already read that, Luminous. I showed it on the screen. I had it up on the screen for a couple minutes. Oh, you didn't know I was live? Oh, sorry. The mouse's ear in gray. All right, let's keep listening real quick because I have to give up for a second.
But I wish I knew which way to go with this. Unfortunately, I do not. And it's because of tragedy pimp involvement, tampering with everything, including monster. She can't even really rely on those because of tragedy pimp and cleansers and stampers involvement. The totality of the picture and puzzle that needs to be there in order to separate it all so that Summer's found and answers justice. And these tragedy pit friends and cleansers and all things, courts and LE and judges and all this shit, man, it's not gonna go backward. fucked up everything for the stupidest fucking reason. The whole person fucking strange. Fucked around, found out too far, man. Possibly out of fear though, and that's why the risk is worth taking. This is where it begins. This is where it begins. Something begins. Monster. Something here. Connected right back to the thing that this is got you all fucked around and found out. Because it ain't got a fucking clue of the truth because you never gave it that. Is that why it felt comfortable enough on your YouTube and through your accounts trying to get me murdered? With your helpful little cleansers like chasing Adrian, Jenny, Ziggy, the rest. But it was made to erase at least a couple of those outright things. It's a whole thing to do, monster. Especially when you knew this. And that it all continued until just days before an increased pickup in shit. Several times a week, as I recall, in shit. Several and an increased pickup in shit. This.
Why does she hold up stuff for like the? She said, why does she mark out things? Probably blank hers. What? Don't know. He wants to talk though. I don't know what that even is supposed to. I can't understand what she's trying to say ever. And let's see. Fred said he doesn't know if she did strip or where, but I think it was at the Mouse's ear. It was, I think it was, Laura who was saying that. No, I don't know who. I think she said it for herself out of her own mouth that she stripped. Speaking of, I'm talking about Jody Sue.
And that it all continued until just days before an increased pickup in shit. Several times a week, as I recall. Fearful shit. Right up until just the days before summer. Planes right up against the days right before summer vanished. Not to say in the least that Monster's response plan.
Let's see. Or this was a week ago. She was talking earlier. She was worried about money. She would have stayed on Facebook, but didn't seem she ever got any views there. And that is why she came here, for a bigger audience. JC was stripper. I want my money back. I think from what I understand, Andy used to drive her to locations that do whatever she did with guys. I don't know if that was just stripping, or if there was more involved. I mean, I wasn't there, but I've heard. Remember that she took Andy's phone, so I would say it's her texting them text. She might have her subs mods fooled, but not them smart people, right? Fred just texted and said, Jody, Sue, and Andy, I'm going to see that Summer gets her justice, he said. So that's a message to you guys, Jody, Sue, and Andy. Fred's going to make sure. So, I mean, you shouldn't have a problem with it. You should be happy, right? That should be great news, right? Dawn, Candace, Jody, Sue, and Andy. Newsflash, Jody, Sue, this world does not revolve around your psycho ass, and this is not the DV. Jody, Sue, and Dirk case. This is about Summer. Summer. Got it, Jody, Sue? Shut the fuck up. He said Mouse's Ear was the only strip joint in our area, but I don't know if she worked there or not. Happy Valentine's to you, too, Kathy. Hey, Michelle. I don't know if he knows how to... I haven't voice chatted him yet. LTL. He was... Also, I want to see if he... Did he get his Cash App set up? He was trying to get Messenger and stuff. Hold on. In Facebook Messenger, it'd be easier for him to send voice chats. I don't know if he can on his phone or not. Probably can. He just would have to figure it out. I know, Selena, he does. Judy, Sue, and Andy, it is about justice for Summer. Yep. Think exactly. Fred, if you went on panel, Judy Sue would flip shit. He still doesn't have it up yet. Hurry and do it. I don't. Oh, yeah, Alexandra. Fred does think that Andy and Jody Sue were involved. He knows. I mean, the reason why he thinks that is the main reason that I do is because why is Andy denying being on the road that day? Because, Andy, just because you're on the road that day doesn't mean you had any involvement. But now you can't backpedal. You've already told everybody you weren't on the road that day. What are you going to say now? I guess I forgot. I could have sworn I wasn't on the road that day. I could have just sworn it. truth is coming to light. It was said early on that Dawn, Candace, Grandis, Jody, Sue, and Andy were all at the bottom of Beach Creek around the time Summer disappeared. Thank you, Fred. I'm so proud of you. Happy Valentine's Day. Justice for Summer. Yep. Those who have nothing to hide, hide nothing at all. Very true. Very true. Has anybody else's like Venmo been acting weird? In my opinion, that's why he needs a lawyer and has gone quiet. Fred, a higher power called on you for Summer and he will keep you safe. Oh, that's so sweet. Intuitive. That's what I think. That's what I tell everybody because that's just how I feel. And I also feel like it's weird because it's almost like God protected him, Fred, from all the other YouTubers, all the other or something. It's just baffling to me that I'm the only person that still talked to him, really, except Fred or except Ryan. For a short little bit when I set that up, but I remember in the first interview, Don and Candace acted as if they did not know a neighbor. Yeah, I know, right? She goes in on Don for suspecting abduction right off, but he asked her, so you're telling me someone took my baby girl after her, I'm sorry, I heard a scream. I feel that also, and I have talked to him. Who's that? Who have you talked to, Intuitive Angel? She says Andy and Becca wouldn't have to testify against each other since they are married. Has anyone looked into her and family and dope connections? No, I don't think anybody's actually really looked into her because if they're really married, it should be easy to find her because her name should be probably would be Bernard now, right? I know, right? But it's almost like it was just meant for that all to happen like it did. You know what I mean? That's why I feel so strongly that Fred is the one that is really going to help this case get solved because it just feels so like there was divine intervention. You know what I mean? I think Fred set up a Cash App. Let me see if I can find him when I search it. Because I'm trying to make it so I can send him money and so he could use, because he doesn't have a card or anything, no cards, nothing. So I figured out that on Cash App you can pay with your phone at certain stores, and there's a Dollar General near where he's staying, and so that would be a perfect way so he can he's so bored over there. Let me see if I can find him when I search the cash tag he told me. Oh, I think it's actually 3341, not 3349. Fred said if she heard a scream, it was just beyond her yard. He said it's like, he said from the way the crow flies, it's like, what did he say? Like a quarter of a mile from house to house, from Dawn and Candace's to Jody Sue's. I think he got the cash tag thing wrong because does it probably, but but if he could pay with his app over at Dollar General, then that will work fine for a while, you know. Dude, shit. Don't embarrass him, boo. And don't get him in trouble with Laura either. What are you doing? Right, Luminous? I thought about that too, that I might be able to transfer money that way. I've been, you guys are getting me like good idea or some good ideas. Just been told the milk video was taken by Candace's. Oh, thank you, Jaguar's Hole again. Happy Valentine's Day to you as well. Let's see. So Crime Stories Obsessed says, just been told the milk jug video was taken by Candace's druggy friend, and then it wasn't from that day. This friend was the one that said no. This friend was the one that said no, and that video was not from that day. That's it. That would be interesting. Crime Stories, if you can prove that, that would break the freaking internet. For, you know, at least it would go, people would go crazy. If you could find out that, that'd be really important information for law enforcement too. But you would think that, I would think that law enforcement would be able to pull the metadata off that that's why the scream's unfounded. Law enforcement has the footage. Yep. That'd be awesome. You should put it out, Casey. Or Lips. Ask Fred why Andy texts Candace about a backhoe. He didn't. I think it's a complicated situation right now, Boo. Boo Sheet. I still don't want to upset her, you know what I mean? I wish Laura would hurry up. I know it. But I found out, Kathy, that I can send him money, or that he can get money. He made a Cash App. I made him do it right this second. I'm like, would you hurry up and make this Cash App that I've been asking you to make for days? He finally made one. But it's the last proof of life, correct? So they don't consider that video the last. They know that what day that is from. That's true. We all known all along that the milk jug video is not from June 15th because TBI doesn't use it. Right, instead of me, Helen, I'd rather that go to him than me. He said 33491. Like when I search that Cash App, guys, when I search it, so when I search the cash tag he told me he just made, I don't. Oh, there it is now. Okay. It wasn't coming up at first, I think. Hold on, let me see. Oh no, that's weird. When I search it, I can't find it on Cash App. I wonder, can somebody else check? Can somebody else look for me and search on Cash App Fred 33491? Because like when I put it in, I mean it does when I put it in. Hold on. Okay, now it's working, I think. Okay. Oh, that's for, no, I'm not, I'm just seeing to see if they could find it. I couldn't find it. That's because they did that happen. That happened to my daughters too, Lip Lock, and she wasn't getting a lot of, it's because it was a teenage account, I think. Cash App has more strict rules when it comes to did he order the card too? I don't know. He just made the account like right now when I asked, because I've been asking him to for a couple of days, and I just asked him if he had made it yet. And he said, no, not yet. And I said, do that right now. I'll have to show him how to, it should just ask him how to order the card. It doesn't that pop up? I don't know if he knows much about, here, let me, Fred, if you're listening, can you answer this question? Ask Fred if there's a group, a club that had get-togethers and hangouts in there. Okay. Yeah, Fred, do you know of any kind of group that, a group that would meet back there? And did Andy and Frank Light? If Frank Light is Andy's cousin, then he would be Fred's too. But I don't think they are. Okay, okay, let me see. Let me see. Hey Fred, somebody said they sent you a couple dollars. Did you get it? That's what I was going to do, but I don't have any money in my Cash App. That's what I was going to try to do. I was like, dang it. I didn't want to ask any of you guys. So he just made it right now, Kelly. Fred, if you're listening, did you receive a couple dollars from somebody just so we can know if it works? I'm looking down at the phone like he'll let us know here in a second. No, Stephanie, I haven't thought that. No, but that's I've been kind of wondering if I go back and forth about the Robin thing. I never really thought Robin was involved, but well, hey, actually, Fred says there was a party on the 14th. He said it was the night that there was a party, a get together up there the 14th. I was like, "Are you sure that it was the 14th?" He said, "Yeah, there was people up there." He's like, "I'm pretty sure he's like, there was a get together up there on the 14th. I was like, "Are you sure it wasn't the birthday party that was a few days before?" And he said, "No, it's my understanding there was a get together, people over on the 14th." And that would be the And he did say he ordered cards. What are you saying yes now about? Yes, what? Did you get it or not? He said, he got it. Aw, yay, thank you. Thank you. Now we know it works. Thank you so much, Jen. And well, did you really? You guys are that helped. He's so bored out there, guys. Like, it's crazy. He said he got $2 from somebody. And then One Love sent 3. Shows pending for some reason. It's 33419 at the end. Hold on. It's Fred 33419, not 3341. But at first it wouldn't come up when you searched it. It would come up only. Yeah, 3349. No, shit. That's the wrong one. No, it's Fred 33491. Let me look again. $33491 is what it is. Fred 33491. But he got the $2 one, whoever sent that. Cash App notifications have been coming in kind of late. So also he just may not notice if somebody else did. Yes, that's right. Nicely done. Who else went to jail? About what? He said, "Thank you, guys." Why would Dobbs know of a party on the 14th? Was he hanging out there that night? That's right. One Love. Oh, thank you guys. He keeps saying, I don't know what to say. Thank you. Bushi, I don't know if Jackie Dawes would be aware of a party on the 14th. Like, I don't know if he was there around that late. The name says Fred Hill. Oh, okay. Right, intuitive. No, don't worry about it. That's not what I was just wanting. Thank you, Chloe. Wasn't the 14 when Dobbs? Yeah, that's when the whole incident happened, Helen. Here, I guess we can watch a little bit of this. This was 7 days ago. I mean, unclear. This is Nature Lover, guys.
So when her mother come in, she says, "Where's Summer?" She went down to the basement. She didn't answer, so she went down there and she was gone. So she went out the basement door, which was unlocked, and we haven't seen her since.
For helping to find my daughter. We love and miss her with all our hearts. Nothing will ever be the same without her.
Her parents, Dawn Wells and Candace Blight, telling their story, thanking people and the media.
We just wanted to take a minute to thank everyone that's helping us to try and find our daughter. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thanks for the prayers and the love.
Some candy and stuff. She gets some drama.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'm going to go back over to the house. She wanted to go back, so I said I'd go back, you know.
Okay.
And I brought her, I literally walked over to here. Like, literally walked right to here where I could see the boys and on the kitchen table.
Got him.
And I watched her walk in there. And afterwards, when she was already in
It's
there,
Fred Hill.
I walked over to quiet.
It's, you mean as far as Alexandra, are you saying on the Cash App? Three, 3, 4, 9, 1, right there. It's blue circle, but there's 2 blue circle Freds.
He looked at me and I said, watch this, I'll be right back. And that's when I walked back over to my mom. I did that right.
Nope. Off. He's not on any
What
meds.
if I walked out there with her?
Fred isn't in on any. He didn't. He feels better though because he was on Celexa in jail. He did get some money from you guys. Thank you. He said he's got like 60 so far. So thank you guys so much. Sorry, I was reading your comments. So no, he didn't get on any more meds. 1 dead and 21 injured at Super Bowl celebration. That's crazy. Do you guys see that car that plowed through the hospital over in, what was it? Houston, Texas? And it's like such a mood stimulator helps me, but it's just it's nothing too strong. You don't have to, right? It's not like, but he was feeling kind of weird there for a little bit, but also he was transition, kind of moving into this new atmosphere but he's a lot more comfortable now. It's just boring there. Like there's nothing, they don't do anything. Tessie, I think pretty much now I think he has the things he like needs as far as we did find out his insurance is going to cover at least a couple months of his stay, possibly the whole time. But he still has to pay for his own food and stuff. But if he would get his cards, like, he'll be fine because he gets a check monthly for his disability, but it's only a small amount because of after his child support taken out, but still it's still enough like for him to pay for his necessities. Like, he doesn't have his card right now. So here, once he gets his card and everything, gets that figured out, and also he can buy food with his insurance card. So once he gets another card and everything, it will be, I don't know, Laura was supposed to have sent them, but just they didn't arrive, so I don't know what happened. Aw, love you too, Emma. Well, yeah, but it was supposed to, all he has to do is find a ride or find a way to get to 4 meetings a week, and they don't give rides there. And also, like, they're not walking distance either. So it's crazy. Oh, he has it, Helen. He just has to get his card. He has nothing. He doesn't have his ID, cards, nothing.
What if I did this? What if I did that? And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer.
I'm sorry that they had to spend so many man hours in these woods and everything. I've seen them limping and.
Why are you sorry? Why is he sorry? Did you cause it? Are you the cause for all these people out looking? Tell Fred the cleaner his mind and the cleaner his soul will be. God is making him better for a reason. Yep. I know. Luminous, I don't know what's gonna. He's not in Rogersville, Glitter Bomb. He's not even in Hawkins County. He has no, he already has it, One Love. He already has that. He has really good insurance. He just has to get his insurance card. He has to pay for the items. Like, you swipe it like a credit card. His use in Tennessee, like with his insurance. He said he's been clean 9 months so far. And in jail, there was drugs. So he could have, there was opportunities. They want you to depend on other people. I never understand that. Yeah, he already has insurance. He just needs the card. That's all there is. He doesn't. That's all he just needs to his replacement card. Like, and Laura grabbed it for, I guess there was a new insurance card mailed to 207 that Laura got out of the mailbox a couple days ago, I guess. But I don't know I don't know, guys. I don't know if she's using the benefits on it. I don't know. Probably, Tessa. We need to look into that. Getting his child support lowered. Like, the people. Yeah, it's way too much. $500 a month is crazy. And both Laura and him pay that. You had a dream of Summer talking to Fred. Oh, right. If he gets a sponsor and stuff, eventually he'll meet people in these groups that, and be able to network and stuff, and it will be fine. It's just this first couple weeks that's going to be difficult. 2 kids, Moonshine.
Everything else, and I feel for them.
Taking on things, every lines, for weeks. Wait, no, I'm joking. So, like I said, there was still lots of traffic coming and going. People hoping it hadn't closed or that it wouldn't, there would be pullouts or that sort of thing. My PTSD and hypervigilance have been pushed into overdrive. And so I was paying more attention to the traffic and things.
You guys just can't search my property. That's all there is to it. And that comes from a higher up, like a way.
Oh well, not my problem. Anyway, I mean it sort of is because puts everybody still in danger. Is associated with
Hold on, let me mute.
properties. Right.
Way that neighbors could search neighbors' houses, and then if they're not willing, get a search warrant or something. But there's just no way you can search every.
Looking back, it's like, don't even ever seems very suspicious.
Hey, Nene, have you heard the things that she says about me? She completely lies. She says do you say that to her? I don't want, I'm responding to her. If you could get her to please stop saying lies like I'm doing drugs in front of my daughter and that I'm moving Fred Hill in here and that all this bullshit and that I was nodding out on drugs where does she get this shit? I don't know why you would tell me to be nice to her. What do I say that's mean? I want her to leave me alone. We've been trying to ignore her.
I keep telling you, there's reasons somebody's like, if you don't let me quit my job, it's gonna ruin our lives. No. So all things are not as they appear. No. So all things are not as they appear.
The lifelong monster tactic known as the I can't remember game will now come into play. Bet. I try to save them, others try to hide them. Predators with girls in the van scared to death for sale at Andy's job. Predators with girls in the van scared to death for sale at Andy's job. Said he asked Stoney what the fuck blank told Andy, I can't see it, told Andy something about them being his and good meat and other nasty shit. Told Andy to holler if he wanted to buy. Not sure if they keep them at blank like they did blank. I'll ask. Anyway, there were 2 old men in the van, one Andy and I know. He was hanging around a young chick with kids at blank on blank football team. You know blank, right? Blank had to call the guy several times because she was trashed at the field. And I believe he arrested her a time or two. I guarantee he knows exactly who I'm talking about. Anyway, white Honda Odyssey. That's the van Stoney was driving, and I swear it's not a joke. It really was a white van. Andy says he was a bit funny acting, though. Anyway, at the end, he asked Andy to come to the van. He mumbled something about the girls, then opened the door and told Andy to look. Then were girls in the van obviously being prostituted and scared to effing death, Andy said. Why would this guy feel comfortable enough to ask Andy if he wanted to buy young girls? Why would this guy think you would be interested? Or why would they think he would be interested in such a thing? You know what I mean? Okay. Oh, well, this is text that supposedly Jody Sue's showing, but of course it looks like, you know, she possibly was, she could have been texting herself. It could be real, but still, it's like, sounded like somebody was on the porch there for a second. But why would this guy feel comfortable enough asking Andy if he wanted to purchase young girls? That doesn't even make sense. I read that one. Okay, I read that.
From everybody, including me. And he was very much selling drugs to the children at 110. And to Candace for those children. Now, what all that was, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, sure you don't know.
And I very much think it plays a role in what was happening to other little girls over there. And I very much do think that it could be part of why Summer looks so sweet. Is maybe possibly Candace giving her shit and he was selling to. Because I still have fucking questions. And I think that it was occurring since before the Utah trip. It is part of why Josie was taken to Utah. Even though that was kind of fucking wrong. Right? Why he went to Utah. But it's Andy's fault. And Candace's.
Sandy and Candace's fault.
Remember Candace and Josie was, or Alice, or one of them talking about how Josie was using it, and that's the reason it's taken. It's not the reason Josie was taken after. Shit occurring around a time. From before Utah until asking why he was selling drugs.
It's kind of weird that I wonder if she's saying that the oldest Wells boy was doing this stuff, kind of makes you wonder about another boy that would be hanging around there. And his father just so happens to be the person selling supposed drugs over to 110 to sedate girls, according to Jody Sue. And what about this white van where this guy asked Andy if he wanted to buy fresh meat and showed these scared young girls, and you guys didn't call the police? What time did Andy text Candace on 15? It's done. I don't know. We've never seen it. Jody Sue was placing pills in people's mailboxes, remember? says Candidly.
To those children. And Candace for the children. There were certain times when it looks like Candace was getting shit off of Andy when other little girls were over there and things. And I know that he was selling to the actual children, you know, over there. But then that Candace was getting it for the kids too. And you've got to think of what that could do to a young one and sedate them. And for what purpose? Stuff I was watching looked like prepubescence girls. You know, it was that argument all the time.
All the time.
And I thought it gross, pretty fucking sick.
All the time. You stayed with a guy who was looking at prepubescent children porn all the time? It is pretty gross and pretty fucking sick, Judy Sue. Very, very gross and very, very sick.
You can see I was raising hell. Very much mentioned that he was hitting on. And,
Hitting on?
Seemingly grooming the teens underage up your price list. And other things. Yeah. So, there you go.
Flirting with children at Priceless.
You know, when it kept telling me that people at work were doing coke, and I was like, okay, so there's the Freudian slip. It's doing it too. It keeps coming in with meth, including just a couple days before this shit. Asking why he was selling drugs to those children. And to Candace for the children. Go ask. And ask him what type other than weed. And what else he was selling or doing at the time, I don't know. But I do know it was the last few days, it was pretty much damn a fucking confirmation that he was using coke and meth.
That's fine. Like, I probably wouldn't live through it, to be honest. I would be probably messed up all day, every day, and I probably wouldn't survive it.
I try to live for Jesus all I can. I try to love everybody all I can. But I have so much hate. I've never hated anybody like I have ever like I do now. I can't deal with it. How could you take someone's daughter? How did you take a 5-year-old little girl and just take her? How the fuck did you do that? A lot of sleepless nights. It was taking a toll on me. At one point, I broke down. I lost it. I started drinking really bad, and I made some poor decisions. 90% of the time when someone takes a little girl or whatever, or even 90% of the time is because their prayers. Let's be realistic. We try to look into every person we know. We don't know what to do. What I feel like it's either a professional hit or just some young kid that just happened to divide her that's abusing her.
He was going to go over there to talk with you, and he told me that he thought you done something to his daughter. I didn't do nothing to his daughter. Well, that's what he told me. Well, God's a fucking retard girl. This is gonna be solved. This isn't gonna be a stranger.
Certain dates leading and starting all these changes off for all not too awful long before summer vanished.
Why is she protecting Fred Hill and Frank Light was the name of this video I put out. This was 10 months ago. But you have to wonder, is there some commonality in the holler? Is there a quiet code? Is there a code of ethics? Is there a hierarchy? Who's running the hierarchy? Is it the people that own all the land? Like Frank Light, that he owns a lot of land out there. The Light family owns a lot of land, and so does the Bernard family. A lot of land. Why did Jody, Sue, and Andy have such a bad breakup after Summer Wells went missing? Because Jody, Sue, and Andy were actually in the same car searching and hanging out for days and weeks after the fact. At what point did that change? What happened? Was Andy really at work for 6 hours on film, or is that just what we're told? Did he leave at any time for a lunch break? Did he leave after? Because the night before Summer went missing, he saw her. And he sold drugs to Dawn. That's a fact. You confirmed 2 nights before you saw her, and the night before Andy was over there, and he saw her, and Dawn admitted to Andy selling him drugs, but he tried to say it was just weed when he wasn't allowed to even smoke weed then because of CPS. He was only doing the hard drugs 3-day off, whatever it is thing. That's why he tried to stay away.
Yeah.
But I knew the other day what I heard was not.
Wow. I haven't agreed with Doug more ever before than that. Of course, I don't believe Fred's involved in any way, but the other, I mean, the Bernards do own a lot of land, and he is right about that. And Doug asked some really good questions. Yeah, he was on camera at work. I'm so tired of people saying, "Oh, he was on camera at work," or his boss said he was on camera at work. Guys, that doesn't mean anything. Just like people saying that Don was at work that day. Do we believe that he didn't leave at some point? Like, just because he says people say Don was at work, does that mean anything? Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna have to go here in a second. I'm gonna go switch. Oh, somebody sent me a picture of flowers they got. So I'm gonna go switch over to. I need to do some readings. If anybody is interested. I don't know, monkeying around. That might be something that they do so that to create some kind of leeway. Because they probably only make those pictures like every so often, I'm guessing, as I don't know if they really try to make her look. Oh, Justin said he's going live. One second.
Real for months, not in the least. And it rang out them alarm bells for me, and I can't tell if it's terrified or bought and paid for. I know it was terrified. At the same time, all the changes began for all the extreme shifts. I knew it was already terrified. Because it messaged me immediately. Scared. To help it. Like always, right?
Boss, you're the first one that's got an infinite. And if you don't have DFO after knowing that, he'll be shot at if you keep bringing his name up. Leave it. Frank Light said he was going to shoot at Don or take him out. That happened. I'm alone. Donald Wells.
Also, I couldn't even look at her. It
Who knows? But I mean, it was.
Everybody's cousins out there, guys. That doesn't
It
mean
physically
anything.
bothered me. Like I couldn't. Like she was being like, "Hey," but also I couldn't even look at her because of the way. Like I don't know, she was kind of behaving, and I know she just been sitting on the ground and stuff, so I couldn't discern if she was like, because there was a couple points I was like, you look over and she'd just be like, you know, grabbing something. I was like, man, she's probably got an infection or something because they're just letting her run and sit on dirt, pretty whatever. But I know Andy was also having the feeling like maybe she was being, you know, touched, and we were trying to figure it out. And man, DCS was already.
So if Andy feels like something's happening and she's being touched, he's going over there the night before, selling dope to them.
What that could do to a young one and sedate them. And for what purpose? And normally it was teen boys at state, you know, for the most part. There was all kinds of little ones suddenly staying. Looking back and piecing everything that it was damn near retirement. And that one little girl was over there for months, dude. And those other little ones over there, God only knows what the fuck happened to them. But I have a gut feel. And I very much think it plays a role in what was happening to other little girls over there. And I very much do think that it could be part of why Summer looked so asleep.
Love and protecting those
Happy
I
Valentine's
loved
Day,
and who
love.
begged me to protect them.
She wouldn't be fucking gone if he had just done something.
What if you would have done
He
something?
would have had the proof everybody else who called in didn't. It's that simple. But he hid it from everybody. He fucking hid it. Why?
To protect them, like I've been trying to do. Talk to them because I knew my heart always would. I knew then it'd always be a trade. And did it anyway.
Oh, today's your birthday? For real?
Even through all that time, I walked through hell while I walked through none. While I loved fiercely those that hurt me most, I protect those who deserve it, please. Stood in front of those, held the line for. Held lines for. Though even those deserved it, please. Out of love. To do it right.
How closely would investigators be looking at family and friends of both Candace and Dawn, this inner circle of people that they know, especially given the fact that Dawn has admitted that they had some wrong friends, or at least Candace did?
That would be significant. And you want to, you know, again, you want to look at the abduction theory, and you have to think, you know, how high of a risk would a subject who would want to, you know, take a child, a 5-year-old, how high of a risk would that suspect take? And in that terrain and coming up that hill with the information that Summer between 2 and 10-minute time frame was in that basement, you know, the universe would have to be 100% on schedule for all those stars to align. So that's where you want to start, you know, shifting your focus in relationship to, you know, taking a look at the inner circle, who had access to that property and or who had access to the parent.
Monster who will one day kill someone, and I guarantee you that. And certain people, and is very dysfunctional in a lot of different ways, and prone to all kinds of very bad things, and really runs the gamut. I mean, when you've got one that essays, has tendency to look at weird shit,
cigarette. That's funny. Why did she block out everything?
Right. You know, if law enforcement came up with some new intelligence or new players in the game, and that would help direct Dave and Twyla and their teams on potentially where to go or to revisit. I mean, look how many times the poor girl in New England was moved as as a corpse.
Harmony Montgomery. Yep.
Harmony was moved so many different places. Right. And you know, and that was mind-boggling to me.
Donnie told him that he didn't trust Candace, and that he thought that she put Summer down the septic tank clean out. Well, no face, no taste. And she said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Well, if they don't find him, they can't charge you with anything."
Oh my God.
And she said, she just kind of, okay, brushed it off. And she's like, he was like you could have dropped him off in the sewer or put him in a septic tank and nobody would have found him. And he said the Jasmine would have, deteriorated the body faster. He said, I know for a fact that it would. He said, I know people have been put in tanks and never been found to this day.
This crazy shit that wasn't even his personality, just this weird shit. Like it was mimicking somebody else. Like, I don't know. You just have to fucking know, man. It wasn't just it. It was like something else. You know, I know when it's being poked and prodded and controlled by others. And I'm telling you, looking back, it's exactly what was happening. So it was, and I mean, that's the thing about this thing is that it will literally believe what's being told, pushed, controlled with, pushed at it. It makes it reality. It is so, man, I just wish it didn't sound so crazy. It's like, and being trained by somebody else, and that's exactly what's happening.
There's cops on scene the day Summer went missing. And then Monster, even though he was told to stay down there with the rest of us, but the whole place was told not to be up there. It was just law enforcement searchers only, etc. Monster said he was going to go the fuck up there anyway and search and help. Okay? And then later on, when he violated the order, Hawkins was going to violate on it. It was enough. The proof there was enough on what he'd already done, but where he just crossed over lines and shit, the thing hadn't been served yet. So they were like, oh, is that nice fella that helped us search that day? Like, yeah, that's the nice cornbread fella.
Another big drug thing down there on that highway. He hadn't checked that property till that day. Why did he check that property that day? He hadn't been there in a year. What made him look and just check that property that day? Right around the time she was in there.
He went over.
All the way back to origin points. Certain dates leading and starting all these changes off. For all, not too awful long before Summer vanished. But I knew the other day what I heard was not real for Monster. Not in the least. And it rang out them alarm bells for me, and I can't tell if it's terrified or bought and paid for. I know it was terrified. At the same time, all the changes began. The extreme shifts. I knew it was already terrified. because it messaged me immediately. Scared, but like always, right?
That's my baby, and nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around. Ever.
Oh. What do you think should happen to somebody that did this?
They should be put away for the rest of their lives. I mean, they should be tormented, I think.
Like, was she sold by the parents, killed, kidnapped, but not technically, right? So taken with consent or some sort of understanding that if you do tell on us, we will get back at you, or you owe us money, so we're taking what's ours.
I don't know the extremes there, the ships, but it knew a train was coming. It knew love and protecting those I loved and who begged me to protect them, like I've been trained to do. Talk to them because I knew my heart always would. I knew then it'd always be a trade. Even through all that time, I walked through hell while it walked through none. While I loved fiercely those that hurt me most, I protect those who deserve it, please. Out of love. To do it right. But I wish I knew which way to go with this. Unfortunately, I do not. And it's because
Go,
of tragedy and involvement.
go,
Tampering with everything.
just go why is it hard to know which way? You don't need a strategy. You just tell the truth. You know? I know it is hard to it is hard to understand her. What was the reason again? Andy allegedly came home early from work on the 14th because he wanted to cuddle. We can't because there's a bigger puppet master, in my opinion. Right? They're all scared because they're basically blackmailed into just blackmailed. Maybe not like, how do I say this? Like their own involvement in something has them scared to speak because there's somebody bigger over all of them and they just can't. My wish list and teaching about Jesus. What do you mean? Oh, those are oracle cards. I was like, that's funny. Yeah, that's an oracle deck. Bandit. I think I'm going to go live and do some readings because I need to make some money, honey. Is anybody... So I might be on live here in a little bit over there if anybody's interested. No, it's not for Little Zig. It's for me. But she does... Yeah, I saw it, One Love. A pole? Like what kind of pole? she's dragged up on the pole. I'm not sure. Let's see. Today's the 14th, and it's Wednesday. 15, 16, 17. I think it's next Monday is BK's court day, actually. Oh, stripper pole. Let's see how much longer. There's only like 6 minutes.
Monster. She can't even really run.
I guess the dog.
Tragedy, pimp, and cleansers and stampers involved. The totality of the picture and puzzle that needs to be there in order to separate it all so that Summer is found and answers justice. And these tragedy pit friends and cleansers and all things, courts and LE and judges and all this shit, man, it's not gonna go backwards. It's fucked up everything. For the stupidest fucking reason. The whole person fucking strange. Fucked around, found out too far, man. Possibly out of fear though, and that's why the risk is worth taking. This is where it begins. This is where it begins. Something begins. Monster. Something here. Connected right back to the thing that this is got you all fucked around and found out. Because it ain't got a fucking clue of the truth because you never gave it that. Is that why it felt comfortable enough on your YouTube and through your accounts trying to get me murdered with your helpful little cleansers like chasing Adrian, Jenny, Ziggy, the rest? But it was made to erase at least a couple of those outright things. It's a whole thing to do, monster. Especially when you knew this. And that it all continued until just days before an increased pickup and shit. Several times a week, as I recall. Fearful shit. Right up until just the days before Sunday. Lane's right up against the days right before summer vanished. Not to say in the least that monsters responsibly.
I've seen it. I've never seen a guy this way before. You know, he had this look on his face like something really bad happened. And Monday I go in and he's sitting on a tub, like head down and just distraught. And I'm like, this ain't good.
So if an angel was telling me that or letting me know, but I always just had a feeling that something was going to happen to her, you know, and I just attributed it to
God let me know ahead of time to be ready for something. I just didn't know what it was, until it happened. And then when it happened, of course I knew.
I think the accident happened out on Tuesday. I really feel like that in my heart.
You think it happened the day before?
That's funny. That's what Fred says as well. Because of comments made by Jody, Sue, and Andy the night of the 15th. That's on recording. He says that too. What the heck? What are you doing?
I think it happened Sunday night or Monday.
So that was Nature Lover, right? Is that what it's called? Nature Love or Nature? Yeah, Nature Lover. And here's the link. Slipped once is all I can say. Oh, how did he slip? What did he slip and say? Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Right. A happy Valentine's Day to you too, Jane Doe, and everybody else. All right, guys. I guess I'll go ahead and go. I'll go live here on Empress here in just a few. Thank you guys all for being here, and I'll talk to you guys later.